Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Premier League in the realistic road to glory. We have some work to do in this transfer window. Everybody, including myself, is expecting to get relegated this year. So, the task at hand is stay in the division. And we will do everything we possibly can to do so. Some housekeeping. You guys have asked that we allow bids for Fofana. So we are. We've unblocked offers for Fofana, so there is a risk of losing everybody in the starting lineup other than Kirk Henderson, who we're blocking offers for indefinitely in the scenario that we find ourselves in at this moment in time. We are looking for a backup goalkeeper for a season, because you guys want Valdemarson to start, a new left back, a new centre back, multiple new midfielders, a new cam/winger, and a backup striker as it stands. I have names on my shortlist. I have players we're definitely going to get and players that we're not sure what's going to happen. Some also housekeeping. We have upgraded the stadium once more. We are now at Ivy Lane, which is 30,000 seated. So as such, you see on the spends tracker, we've spent £21.85 million upgrading the ground for the upcoming season. The 11 million on the player bought was Calvin Ramsey, of course, using that buy clause. Sell-on fee, actually, £97,000. Adam Clarkson's moved, and you remember him from back in the day. We got £97,000 for that, and a couple of players with signing on fees and release fees, etc. We just let some aging players go that we didn't want, and people are gone. So, players that I absolutely, definitely, 100% really do, genuinely, I'm absolutely going to get are in central midfield. It's a no-brainer. You guys would absolutely agree that we are going to bring in Job Bellingham from Steaua Bucharest. 6'3", physically not that impressive, but technically, mwah. He's going to be the player that starts alongside Josh King. You absolutely wanted to return Sander Berger as well. I wasn't sure whether to do Sander Berger, but we wouldn't have made it through the playoffs without him, and you guys would like me to sign him. So we're going to get Berger, we're going to get Bellingham, we're going to get, I also have players in the defensive areas that I definitely want to get as well. We are going to get Kian Best as an improvement at left back. Got some pace. 85 crossing, very, very good indeed. 81 short pass, 82 defensive awareness, 79 stand tackle, which we will look to improve. He's going to come in at 23. He's going to have some potential as well, we hope. And then at centre-back, we are going to get Jacob Greaves. If we can't get Jacob Greaves, which it appears we can't because the team will no longer sell the player, pretty sure we should be able to get Jacob Greaves, though. We're going to get Rav Vandenberg. Sepp Vandenberg is always the go-to in the comment section, the Liverpool youngster. His brother Rav, pretty decent as well. Medium work rates, quick with 88 sprint speed. So only 77 acceleration though. 90 jumping, 90 strength, good in the tackle, good in the pass as well. But defensive awareness is not great. Jacob Greaves would have been my preference. I'll have a look at Sheffield United's squad and we'll see if we can justify using the editor to get him to come to the club. We'll wait and see. There's also players like Bobby Thomas that could be an option, who at 6'4" and 28 years of age would offer some experience. Again, strong in the physicality with regards to jumping and strength. Heading accuracy is good. Defensive awareness is good. Stand tackle is good, but not quite as good on the ball. Rav kind of stands out really, doesn't he? So I'm going to go and get those deals done. In fact, actually, with regards to goalkeeping position as well, we're going to look to loan Mike Cooper from Everton for a year. That is absolutely a nailed-on, fantastic option whilst we wait for Valdemarson to grow or see how good Valdemarson is, because Valdemarson has peaked, unfortunately, at 78, but he's earned the right to have a crack at holding down that #1 spot. And there's only a couple of others that have peaked. Darling and Cashin, Ramsey and Oyagoke. Slightly frustrated that Calvin Ramsey has peaked, but we'll play on with him. And Adam Randall has peaked as well. Everyone else is looking to grow. Leonard Grigore, by the way, 65 rated. Doesn't look that impressive. Physically, doesn't look that impressive. Technically, you know. 7 play styles. Pings, pass, long ball, pass, technical first touch, pass move, relentless, Travella. Wow. Stunning potential as well. So, it's probably going to grow quite a bit when he goes out on loan. We've got players we want to loan. Not really looking to sell that many, but certainly players we want to buy. £111 million is my current budget available to me to spend. £190,000 currently available in the wage budget as well. So room to do business. And that first business is going to get done sharpish so that nobody signs those players I absolutely definitely want. Then we're looking for a backup striker and some sort of either backup cam or rotation winger or starting winger. Basically, I don't know what to do with Lobato and Shoretire. Shoretire had a great second half of the season, but the comment section are leaning towards maybe looking to an improvement there. But Shola could grow exponentially this year with another full season's worth of first-team football, so I am torn. We'll wait and see how the transfer window progresses, though, because, of course, we're expecting bids for Fofana, we're expecting bids for Lobato, and a couple of other potential first-teamers might leave us as well. We'll, of course, take every bid on its merits and try and do the realistic thing in as many areas as we possibly can. And the first realistic thing we're going to do is bring in a Bellingham. Not the Bellingham, but certainly Job has grown very well. Drop the video a like if you're looking forward to the Premier League season. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to ensure you don't miss out on any more. Please do keep those comments coming. So today we're saying thank you to Ben Dyer, to Ken Star, and to Iron Hammer as well for your support in the comment section. Thank you very much indeed. I won't have any press conference questions for the first couple of episodes this week, but there will be press conference questions returning later in the season. Right. Let's buy some players, shall we? Cashin, on the other hand, this is going to dramatically change our plans for the window because I think Cashin would go to Palace. They've got 72 rated Nathan Ferguson and an 84 rated David Hansko. He'd go. He'd be first team at Crystal Palace. Cashin is going, but we will try and maximise the financial aspect of it. I reckon my chief executive reckoned I could only really get up to about 12.5. I'll ask for 14. They'll come up to 11.8. So I will come down to 12.8. And they'll offer 12.1. He would be disappointed and upset if I didn't accept the bid. So 12.1 is what we will cash in on Cashin. He will be starting for Crystal Palace. He won't be playing for me. We've also accepted bids from Forest and Southampton for Harry Darling. Had 1 year left on his deal. The plan was Cashin and Darling both had 1 year left on their deals. The plan was to keep them as backup and then let them go at the end of the season. Turns out they both want first-team football now. So I'm going to be left with just 2 centre-backs at the club when those deals go through. So it's going to be time to try and bring in some more defensive reinforcements, isn't it? Darling has rejected a potential move to Southampton. So he may well be going to... That's just a 1 year loan. Yeah. He may well be going to Nottingham Forest then, presumably. Harry Darling on his way out. This should be Harry Darling leaving. It's not. That's going to be Schmidt. It's Bertrand... Well, that's definitely not Bertrand Beck. But Beck is going out on loan to Lyon for 12 months. They're covering 60% of his wages. We have loaned in Mike Cooper. Harry Darling is going to Nottingham Forest for £7.5 million. I'm going to go and sort my financial spreadsheet out. And then I'll give you a roundup of everything that we've done so far. So Darling sold. Cashin sold to Crystal Palace, as he'd be first team there. And Bertrand Beck has gone out on loan to Lyon for a season. So in has come Job Bellingham, Jacob Greaves, Kian Best, Sander Berger, who you can see on the bench there, and Mike Cooper on loan as a backup goalkeeper. We've also signed Tierno Barry as a backup striker as well. He was great for Hull in the Championship. 6'5", great pace, decent finishing. He'll be a solid backup to Fofana, or if we get bids for Fofana, whoever comes in place of Fofana. But 78 rated is certainly the level for a relatively newly promoted Premier League side, I think. Sarmiento's still here, no interest in him. We've got A lot of youngsters about to go out on loan. Schmidt and Moreno are negotiating their loan bids at present. Grigore, we've only had interest from MLS side so far, so we're trying to get a more realistic bid for him. And we've had a couple of bids for Crescene as well, but I'm wanting to keep Crescene at the club. Outside of that, still waiting for anything else to materialise. But like I say, no bids for Fofana yet. And for those that would naysay, Fofana offers are allowed. We just haven't had any interest yet, which is a surprise. So, bought for 17, bought for 25, bought for 19.9, bought for 9, bought for 15, sold for 7.5, sold for 12 million one. Currently, I'm in a position where I need a couple of centre-backs now because I've only got 2. Milo Kaiser has gone out on loan to Sheffield United as part of the Jacob Greaves coming to us deal. I currently have £38 million left in the transfer budget and £45,000 left in the wage budget. I will probably look to loan centre-backs now. I'll look to loan 2. We'll have a look through the free agent, see if there's a free agent we could snap up that's half decent, and then we'll look to loan a 4th centre-back. And outside of that, I'm holding fire, depending on what happens elsewhere in the transfer window with regards bids for our players. I don't have any other current plans to do any more deals. So I do actually have some centre-backs still on the list. I could look to... Sepp Vandenberg wouldn't accept being a backup, though. That's the thing. Bobby Thomas for 11 million, 79 rated, could be decent. I'll see if I can find someone... I mean, 82 defensive awareness, 79 stand tackle. He's better than Harry Darling. And, I mean, that's a no-brainer. His contract's running out as well. So I could... Yeah, Bobby Thomas is going to come in. I'm going to spend the cash-in money on a player that is, to all intents and purposes, better. Bobby Thomas, 79 rated, £10.8 million. It's just that was as no-brainery as they come, really. Stepping up from the Championship to the league above. And will be a quality squad player for us in that position. So we're improving really quite nicely at the moment. We're waiting to see, of course, if anyone of the major players that we have gets picked up. But still no interest in any of our better players. We've been very lucky so far. Cluj, there you go. A Romanian side coming in for our Romanian player. I will try and get them to bid just a loan deal, but that would be banging. That would be the most realistic bid we could probably have done all a window, to be fair. That is going to be Tim Schmidt going to West Brom for 12 months. So that's another youngster going out on loan. Good. The squad is significantly improving, and hopefully there might yet be moves yet to be made. However, the wages for Bobby Thomas have meant that we are now close to going over budget with the wages. We still have a lot with regards to the stretch we're allowed at Premier League level. I can still transfer some transfer budget into wage budget as well. That's doable. I do still need another centre-back, though. At the minute, the side, other than another centre-back, which we'll probably look to loan, is coming together nicely. I still need to do... squad numbers. That's going to be Moreno going to FC24 for 12 months. Now, he's on £9 grand a week. So we're actually only paying 40% of that. So that's made some more money available in the wage budget, which is nice. Still potentially looking for a cam/winger. Not sure what to do yet in that regard. Grigori will go out on loan to Cluj for a year. Perfect. Expecting exponential growth from him, to be fair. Oh, balls. Right. All right. There you go. Someone's come in for one of our better players. Manchester United would like Pontus Darboe. I don't think I can turn that down, do you? That's the first time in this save we've seen someone of that nature come in for our star players. Pontus Darboe, who only joined us 12 months ago, who scored the diving header in the playoff final. Now, looks like he's on his way to Manchester United. He's valued at 27. They've bid 35.9. My chief executive reckons I could get up to 45. I would like a lot of money, but it's early on in the window. I'll ask for 55.9. Hopefully they'll negotiate somewhere. 37.6 is not a lot. I'll remove the sell-on clause. Will you pay 45, Mr. Ten Hag? They'll pay 45. Right. That changes things. We were very much hoping to not lose Darbo. He'd only been here a year. It looks like we're going to lose Darbo. Bugger. And there we go. Pontus Dahlberg. I imagine the contract talks didn't take long to negotiate, don't you? Pontus Dahlberg will start for Manchester United, we imagine, on the wing. At the very least, he'll be third best option for them in a wide position. You can't stand in a man's way when a bid like that comes in. Pontus Darbo leaves for £45 million to go to Manchester United. But we have a replacement already earmarked thanks to the chat. Player sold. £45 million is by a long way, long way, a record transfer fee received. Now then, where are you, sir? Pontus Darbo is right at the very bottom here. He is gone. But we've two options, and we put it to a vote on the on stream, and well, it couldn't have been closer. Quite literally, a single vote in it. We will be signing Rocco Vata over Morgan Whittaker. Rocco Vata, currently at Stade Rennais. Is he at Celtic in real life? He might be, he might not be. I can't quite recall. Also 80 rated, as per the outgoing Darbo. Also very good at dribbling, as per the outgoing Darbo. 87 short pass, 87 agility and balance, technical and flair play styles, and effectively half the price of the outgoing Darbo. And only 1 year older as well. It's kind of straightforward, this one, isn't it, really? They want 31.4. Okay, certainly not half the value then. Chief Executive was very wrong. 26. They'll take 26, you know. They'll take 26. Rocco Vata looks like he's going to be our new right-sided midfielder. He's currently on £44,000 a week in France at Stade Rennais. He will be a crucial starter on the right-hand side. I'd like to think he's got potential as well. A 4-year deal for him to take him to 28 years of age. He doesn't want a release clause. Wage-wise, I'll offer him what he was on, effectively. £44,000 to £44,000 with a £230,000 signing bonus. Done. Rocco Vata is a Cambridge United player. One goes out, one comes in. Uh-oh, I'm terrified by the next email. Cass Simmons is going to go to Sarpsborg on loan. It's Fulham. Fulham, I feel comfortable enough rejecting. I'm happy enough to reject Fulham. That is absolutely turn downable. But that's the first time, really, we've seen anyone show any sort of interest in Fofana this season. That's winnable, but we could get some prize money from this one too. 2.65. We'll go for that one. Oof. Okay. Now we are very much in the thick of it. The season begins with Villa and Chelsea. Yikes. So there's still a lot to come at the beginning of the season. At the minute, make sure that everybody on the training plan is training for sharpness, because at the minute they need it, because there's been no games. Burgess a bid for Salernitana. Sorry, Salernitana a bid for Burgess. That's fine. We're wanting to loan Joel Burgess, but at the minute, no one other than Andorra FC have come in for him. So the side at the minute looks as you see it there. We are contemplating doing something else with the forward three here. There is well, actually, something you hadn't known. We've loaned in Trevor Chalobah, as well as signing Bobby Thomas to round out the defensive unit. Trevor Chalobah obviously can play at right back as well. He can also play at CDM if we need him to. So I'm very, very happy with the defensive options we have at the club now. I think we're absolutely fine in that regard. With regards these three, we've obviously got Sarmiento as well. I was contemplating loaning someone from Chelsea, actually, in the form of Tyreek George. But the real-life rules are that you can only have 2 domestic loans from the Premier League when you're a Premier League side, and we have 2 with Chalobah and Mike Cooper. So I would have to buy George if I want him, and I don't know. I mean, he probably is good enough, but I don't know. At the minute, it would mean that Shola would drop from the starting lineup, and Lobato would move to Cam, and George would start on the left. We do have the option of Harvey Vale to come in, play left wing back apparently. Harvey Vale from Ghent. He's also former Chelsea youngster, actually, I think, but he could come in at Cam. I've got options. There's also Jamie Donnelly, who again would have to be a buy, not a loan, because of the loan rules. But 86 finishing is very good for him. There are options available to us. I think in that regard, we wait till January. We wait till January to see if we do anything with the forward 3 midfielders, with Sarmiento as the backup. Outside of that, I think I might be done transfer-wise, you know. Cass Simmons is going to Sarpsborg for 12 months. That's fine. I think I'm done. As it stands, I think I'm done. We've still got 30 million in the transfer budget. We've still got 36,000 in the wage budget. But I think I want to see how well those that are currently with us do before we make any further decisions. I would look to have that as just a 1-year loan, please. But Cabrera, Spaniard, going to Germany, to St. Pauli is absolutely an option for us. Now we'll work our way through the pre-season games. There's been so much happening just the 4 weeks of this window already. And then, in theory, the next thing you see should be me going to Villa Park. Opponent 1 for the Premier League season. Welcome to the top flight. Emi Martinez, Ashraf Hakimi, Antonio Silva, Zubeldia and Pedrosa, their backline. Barry, Gomez, Lavia and Zeballos with Baldanzi and Gabi Jesus. It's not the best side in the league, but it's going to be one of, isn't it? On the bench, they've got Evan Ferguson. It's the only one that really stands out to me, but that 11 is very good. 84 attack, 84 defence, 82 midfield. At this stage of the season, though, they could, or of a save, sorry, there could absolutely be players on the bench there whose names I don't recognise, who are absolute ballers. So we'll certainly be waiting for that. Our lineup is as you see it there. So Vata will make his official debut. So will Joe Bellingham. So will Kean Best and Jacob Greaves. But Valdemarson, Henderson, Ramsey, King, Shoritire, Lobato and Fofana keep their starting spots. We do have on the bench on loan Chalobah, signed Bobby Thomas, signed Tierno Barry and signed Sander Berger, as well as obviously Crescene, Randall and Sarmiento. So there's been a big turnover again, as there always is. But is this squad, as it stands right now, good enough to keep Cambridge United in the Premier League? Baldanzi, lovely ball. Zeballos, Ashraf Hakimi. Into a forward area where they can cause us some damage here. Hakimi with options. Here's Baldanzi, highest rated player on the pitch at 87. Romeo Lavia is very good. Valdemarson is equal to the first chance of the game. Corner to come in, seemingly short actually. Zeballos to Baldanzi. And, well, tried with best to win that back. Louis Barry finds Zeballos again. And we're still... Christ, get on the weights, Josh. Zeballos. And Louis Barry. Valdemarson behind it again. This might be what we're to expect for the majority of almost every game we play at this level, really. Baldanzi short to Zeballos. And Kean Best is trying his best. Oh, how's that gone in? Valdemarson's fallen out of the way of it. Has gotten a lot on it. But Romeo Lavia gives Aston Villa a 1-0 lead. Need to see a replay of that. Best did all he could there. Lavia goes the other way. Was it keeper and then post? Or was it just post? I think it was keeper then post. It's off his inside of his knee, off the bar and over the line. Aston Villa take a 1-0 lead. Welcome to the Premier League. Best, Lobato. Still got Best with him. Best is now a left back, not a left wing back, because we've changed his position. Shola's done really well here. And Shola's still going. Shoretire in the box. Emi Martinez with the save. Will take the corner. We know we're dangerous from them. Lobato will deliver. And deliver well. And Fode's up. Ooh, and forcing the save. We fired back on Aston Villa. They kept us pinned in. Now we're doing the same to them. Josh King will recover that. I've got support here. It's Kirk bloody Henderson. Here's Job. Really good dribbling on Joe Bellingham. Don't know about his crossing. It's not bad, you know. He's picked out Vata, who can't find Lobato. But, all right. We've proven to Aston Villa that we're not going to be a pushover. And if they drop concentration for a moment, then we could damage them at the other end. But they're constantly going to be threatening, damaging us at this end too. But Calvin Ramsey's done just enough and will put a foot through that to try and get rid of it. It's fallen kindly to Vata. Ceballos in behind here for Villa. Jacob Greaves trying to deal with it. Gabby Jesus. Kirk Henderson. Captain Fantastic at it again. Gabby's got to be quicker to pull the trigger there. Ceballos short to Baldanzi. And Ceballos again into Louis Barry. Here's Ashraf Hakimi, and that'll be comfortable for Valdemarsson. It's an even game, to be fair, so far. I'm very happy with how we've played to this point. We've just got to keep it going for the full 90, and maybe we could get ourselves our first ever Premier League point as a club. If you factor out all of the other Cambridge United RTGs we've done over the years, of course. Go to Lobato again, centrally. And Shola's there. Shoratire's in the box again. Shoretire! Calls to have him replaced in the starting 11. And he's fired back. He's had our only two real good chances from open play. And one of them's gone in. At Villa Park, it's Aston Villa 1. Cambridge United 1. As we always say, let the record books show. Goal scorer of Cambridge United's first ever Premier League goal, Shola Shoretire. Barry battling hard up against Vata. Chill. There's no need for that. It's 1-1, mate. It might not be for long, though. Ceballos. It's not. It's 2-1 Aston Villa. The ball fell kindly, but Ceballos still had a lot to do with the defender in front of him. Tried to get a slide in, to get a block on it. Good footwork to manoeuvre the ball about one way then the other, and it just couldn't quite get there quickly enough with the sliding challenge. Ceballos restores Villa's lead. Baldanzi down the line nicely to Ashraf Hakimi. Best is snapping at the heels, but it's not good enough. Ashraf Hakimi catches everybody out, goes for goal when you didn't expect it, and Villa have doubled their lead now. They lead by 2. Snap. I mean, how he's been able to pull that. Keeps. That's not Valdemarsson. That's just the game. I could have a 90 rated goalkeeper in goal. He'd probably still do the same thing. 3-1 Aston Villa. Just trying to keep the ball away from Aston Villa at the minute. Henderson looking for Shola. Finding Josh King. Job again. Shola's made a good run. He's made a great run. Shoretire. He's scored a second. Yeah, we made the right decision by waiting until at least January to see if the forward midfield 3 can do the job. Because it seems they certainly can. Shoretire bags again, a double on opening day, but we're still losing, so there's plenty to come. But if every game is this exciting, then we're looking forward to the rest of the season. Shola looking to beat the man, does so. Vata on the run. Oh, but Zubelia has it covered. I feel competitive, you know, in this game. Shola's having an absolute stormer. Vata's looking for Fode Fofana. I said he's done nothing so far. Scored now. Cambridge 3, Villa 3. We're level at Villa Park. Oh, welcome to the Premier League. Let's go. Best. Lobato. Shoretire. Does the man. He's on a hat-trick. Shola. Shoretire. Oh, Emi Martinez with a save. Tried to catch him out by going near post. It didn't quite work. Unbelievable. Delivered in. Fofana's up. I think that came off Antonio Silva last. It will drop to Lobato, who will dink it back in. Shola will nod it down. It's Henderson. Go away. He closed me down very quickly. Lobato spins superbly. Shoratire's there, but Zubeldia reads it nicely. I feel decent in this game. I think, based on 79.5 minutes worth of Premier League football thus far this season, we stand a chance of staying up. Oh, little ding. This could be dangerous. Gomez. They scored in first half stoppage time, sorry. Will they score in second? Trevor Chalobah says, no, you won't. Got to keep this out, though. Corner to come. And Lobato should win that header and clears it very nicely. And Vata will get to this. And Vata on the break. We couldn't, could we? No, we won't. Oh, what an opening Premier League game. Aston Villa 3. Cambridge United 3. As we've said multiple times, welcome to the bloody Premier League, everyone. We've got Chelsea in a week's time before we end the transfer window. But, yes, we would like to be better defensively, but we've shown that we can be really, really good going forward.
Have you got time for a few
Shoratiire was first class. Stonelier should bid for Valdemarsson. That I am happy to turn down. We turned down Villarreal as well because he would have been second choice there. But Lenny Lobato, this is what we feared might happen. Newcastle have come sniffing. And we lost Darboe to Man United. I think we're going to lose Lenny Lobato to Newcastle as well. 27.2 is what my chief executive reckons we could maximise the deal at. I will ask for 30. You want Lenny Lobato, you're going to have to pay through the nose for him. They are not happy to even negotiate for Lenny Lobato. I am well within my rights to ask for 30 there. Lenny Lobato is one of our best players, was one of the Championship's best players last year. If you're not going to pay 30, I would have negotiated down to 25, but they quite simply just walked away. I think that's fair. Chelsea with Carnesecchi in goal, Reece James at right back and Forey at left back. Gilchrist and Jackson at centre back. Well, actually one regen, and Gilchrist is a player I'm not familiar with. Obviously, you know Chouameni in midfield. You know Oscar Glauch. You know Leroy Sané. George on the left is a player we have shown you already thinking about buying. They're not taking it that seriously, Chelsea. They're left Christian Romero. They've left Savio, 88 rated Savio on the bench. Diogo Jota is there as well. Ibanez on the bench too as a defensive option. So they saw what we did against Villa, and it seems like they feel that they can get the better of us regardless. Henderson is up to 81 rated now, which is great. Shoratiire is up to 80. We signed Vata at 80. I don't think there's been any other growth at this stage, but the fact that some of our key players are already growing is superb. Lobato's up to 80 rated now as well, obviously, since the beginning of the season. And Newcastle weren't willing to pay or even negotiate more than just 2 million overvaluation for the second best player in the Championship last season. So I think they can go and renegotiate. This is our new ground, by the way. 30,000 seater now. It's Ivy Lane in-game, but obviously we have called it the Cladara Abbey Stadium, as is the case in real life. Oscar Glauch is apparently untackleable, and we'll see if Reece James is as good as you envisage Reece James being as a forward-thinking fullback. Here comes Leroy Sané. He's not going to... Right, all right. Cool. Chelsea 1, Cambridge 0, 3.5 minutes in. That's Arne Paulsen, who's actually a brand new Patreon player, joins just a few days ago, starting for Chelsea and scoring for Chelsea. Right. Welcome to the Patreon and the save, Arne. And yes, you would have wanted to have had a look at their ratings. So Carnesecchi 87, Reece James the same. Oh, it's actually Bjorn Jackson, centre-back. He's a Patreon player. Gilchrist, Alfie Gilchrist 76, 80 for Forey, Chouameni 89, Zabier Sierra 75, 82 for Sané, 80 for Georges as we've seen, Oscar Glauch 86, Paulsen's 79. I don't know anything about Gaetano Oristanio, but he's 84, Casaday's 82, Ibanez 84, Jota 85, Savio 88, Romero 87, and then Thibaut Dubois is, well, not very good, but Chelsea playing a slightly rotated team, and they've already gone 1-0 up. Hopefully, next year, AI are better at selecting their teams. Previously, when we were on console, I had the capability to adjust the AI team. I don't think I can do that on PC at the minute with just the one controller. So, that's a free kick for us. We will deal with what formation or what teams the AI play against us, but hopefully it will be more realistic 9 times out of 10. To be fair, Chelsea can justifiably at this stage of the season play the side they're playing against us as a recently promoted side, but I'm sure later in the year they will be playing a stronger 11 against us. They're 1-0 up already, so far justifying the decisions that they've made personnel-wise. Zene to Chouameni and Glauch. Glauch, Palsson, Sané, George, shot saved. The man that is on our shortlist and would be our go-to winger should we need one. It's getting a start for Chelsea and causing a potential new club some problems. Sané steals that away from Best. Didn't really do much else there. Sierra to Glauch. Sierra again. Tackled by Joe Bellingham. Go left. And then Lobato will look for Fode Fofana. We are going to have to rely on the counter-attack 9 times out of 10 this season. But if it's a counter-attack that can work for us, then bring it on. Ramsey will take the corner. See what we can do. 18th minute. Let's whip it in. Fode's in there. We know how good he is aerially. Well, Karnaseki comes for it though, unfortunately, and we will have to deal with winning possession back again, which we've actually done immediately. Henderson, run for me then, Vata. Go on, lad. Into the middle, please. Decent ball. Doesn't find a teammate. Forey to Oscar Glauch. And George. That's comfortably enough dealt with, though. Just get rid. Look for Fofana long. Chouameni with an excellent first touch. Glauch. Palsson. No. No. And away. Fofana again. He's always going to be the out, but it's because it works. Sané. Pushing out wide is Reece James. And Palsson. And Sierra. And George. And Glauch. And tackled. Go on, Vata. Go on, Fofana, lad. Fode's in. It's a tough angle. Support arriving, though. Josh King. 1-1. Game is won. Chelsea won. 87 rated goalkeeper or no. You're not keeping that out. Nicely done. Forey. Sorry, George again. Been in a good audition here so far, George. Glauch. Palsson. Good block by Jacob Greaves. That'll be a corner. Keeping Chelsea out continually. Sané delivers. And Fofana wins the header. Doing the defensive dirty work, the big man. Well done, lad. Sierra out to Sané. Is Palsson again. Oh, he tried to whip it, but it didn't find the corner. Chouameni through the gap to Palsson. Greaves, I just tried to stand in the way. Oh! Shot power. Oscar Glauch. It's 2-1 to Chelsea. We concede in first half stoppage time for the second game in a row. But that was all about the shot power. Tried to come across... just did that little jockey. I've dropped my controller. Rather than just stand in the way. But take nothing away from the finish. That's very good indeed. Chelsea back in front. Where to go? Soratires comes short and offered that support, which is nice. Henderson. Look for Josh King. Quickly to Best. Best looking for Lobato. Lobato in the box. Lobato! Karnaseki makes the save. Really good effort. They're making a change. There might have been Savio coming on potentially. It's Sané off. It is Savio on. It's going to fall to someone. It's Fofana. And that was rubbish. Savio. Nicely into the gap for Glauch, who finds Palsson, who finds a third. We are not able, at this stage, to concede anything less than 3 goals a game in the Premier League. But great movement from Palsson. His second goal of the game. Chelsea's third. And that's probably us dead and buried here now, though. It's not a problem. I'm really pleased, regardless of the fact we're going to lose this game, really pleased with the way that we've played over the past 2 games. So prior to this fix, or prior to the season starting, I would absolutely have expected us to struggle to get points all year. But given how good we've been, I actually am a lot more confident now than I was at the beginning of the season. So I'd say target is not just survival at the minute, but... oh, that was terrible from Sanderberger. I'd say the target now is like to not be involved in a relegation fight. Save. We'd love to be 14th, 13th if we can. We'll wait and see who else stands out as potential relegation candidates. We would have been relegation candidates pre-season, but I think we're proving a lot of people wrong so far. That said, we have conceded 3 goals in each game we've played to this point, so we're going to have to make sure that we're better in that regard moving forward. But Vata is on side here, and we could get one back if we can just get away from all the defenders that are arriving. Lobato's in the box now. Lenny Lobato overrun it, and Karnaseki gathers. We'll lose by 3 goals to 1, but there's no shame in that. We will hopefully be outside the relegation spots. Might not be 3-1. Fofana driving into the box. Oh, Jesus, rise to the challenge well. Lobato. And here's Sarmiento, the man who sent us to the Premier League, earns us the corner that could see us only lose by 1. Oh, Sanderberger again! No, it will be defeat by 2. But very nearly. Lower mid-table, upper relegation battle, says Staffy in live chat, and I think I'd agree. What do you guys think in the comment section? Where do you think we'll be come the end of the season based on those 2 performances? I'd be not that surprised if we're able to avoid relegation based on that. Having said that,
just a couple of questions.
like we say, we have conceded 6 goals in 2 games, so certainly something to not look to do in every fixture moving forward. We've been drawn against Charlton in the Carabao Cup, so this certainly is a game you would expect us to get through. We'll sim it with the rotated 11, but I mean that rotated 11 is still exceptionally good for the level that Charlton are playing at. It would absolutely boss the league, Championship, or well, maybe not Championship, but certainly League One level. Shoretire and Fofana with the goals. The 2 first team players still keeping their tallies for the season ticking over. We are heading now towards transfer deadline day, where we will finish the window today. Like we say, it's been that kind of transfer window really, where we haven't been able to get your guys in the YouTube comment sections feedback, unfortunately, at this stage. Let me do that just because of me being away and needing to record ahead for being back. So there is still money available for us in January, and well, who knows what else could happen in the transfer window on deadline day, let alone moving forward. Sven Botman from Newcastle to Crystal Palace is the biggest deal on deadline day so far. Alexis McAllister's moved from Atleti to Juve, and Alan Abando has gone from Clermont Foot to Lens in France. Some rumours involving other English sides there on the left-hand side, as you can see. Wait and see how things pan out over the next few hours. So Lucas Beltran and George Hall did get their moves. George Hall, the 3rd biggest deal of deadline day itself, until, of course, Umut Tahumtu has moved from Real Sociedad to Lille. That's now the 3rd biggest deal of the day. Alfie Devine has left Cagliari to go to Bournemouth. Valise looks like he's going to be on his way out of Burnley. There's no real surprise there. In fact, the surprise is probably that Valise is at Burnley in the first place. He's gone to Girona for £62 million. That's the 2nd biggest deal of deadline day. Still no interest in players in Cambridge United shirts. We've had one bit... Oh, okay, that's for a Patreon player. Leeds. Again, I feel comfortable enough rejecting Leeds. Really, he has a release clause of 65 million, Fode Fofana, with the contract that he negotiated when we improved his contract terms in the summer. And other than the Newcastle bid for Lobato that we expected them to... Oh, Watford a bid for Iagoke. Will he start for them? If he'd start... I don't think he will, but if he'd start for them, then he'd probably want to leave to get first-team football in the Championship. But I don't think he'd start for them. Watford got relegated last year, didn't they? So I think I can be happy enough to reject this. 76, 73. Yeah, I'm happy enough to reject this. We'll keep him as our backup fullback. So Iagoke will be back up in the Premier League rather than first team in the Championship, because he wouldn't be first team in the Championship. Any other big deals going through? Any other standout names we see moving? Not at this stage. Yunus Musa moves from Atalanta to Lens, which is a deal or a player that certainly would be intriguing to us later in the save, if we get that far, of course, before 25 comes out. Mandela Keita moves from Atalanta to West Ham. A bid from Crystal Palace for Valdemarsson. But it doesn't matter whether I accept this or not, because there's only an hour left in deadline day, so the deal would fall through anyway. So that's deadline day. That's the transfer window done. A full transfer window Premier League special. We sit 15th in the table after 2 games apiece, and I'd absolutely take that come the end of this season. As per the ruling of every other save that we've done of this nature, in this first season at the level, we will sim the games against the Big Six, unless, of course, there are 3 or less games in the month. So we played Chelsea. We will sim Spurs and play Newcastle, Crystal Palace and Forest. And as we progress through the months, obviously I have no choice but to play Arsenal and Manchester United there. City and Liverpool probably get simmed in December. And then we'll just work... Pardon me, that came out of nowhere. We'll work our way through as we progress through the rest of the season. But I'm really pleased with that. I am going to have... Have we got any bids as the window closes? No. Sarmiento wants to not be on the bench, but let's be honest, Yami. You're not going to be anywhere else. 86 to 92 potential for Elias Mertens in our youth setup, by the way. But still only 15, so we can't call him up anyway. I'm going to go and sort out the Patreon spreadsheet. And then... my finances too, and then we'll give you a full transfer roundup of everything that happened throughout the entirety of that transfer window this summer. So all the deals in the transfer window just gone. The biggest one was Martin Ødegaard to Leipzig for 120 million. That's unexpected, to say the least. Yusufa Moukoko to Juventus. Matthias Süle has come to Brighton. That's going to be a really difficult player to defend against. Bischoff to Roma. Kirkju to Man United. Barco left Brighton to go to Almeria. Mickey van der Ven's back in the Premier League. He's at Newcastle now, as Sven Botman has left Newcastle latterly in the window to go to Crystal Palace. Veliz, we saw, he's 85 rated. That's not a Patreon player. Sebastian Sanchez is a regen. 20-year-old Frenchman moving from Damac FC to Leverkusen. I've never even heard of Damac FC, although that strikes with the lettering at the bottom as a Saudi side. So Benzema regen, maybe. It's a bit late for Benzema regen, although it's 20 now, so maybe. Bentley, English right back, moving from Arsenal to Real Madrid. You're going to say Kyle Walker there, maybe Trippier, although at 20, one of. Destiny Udogie has moved to Roma from Real Madrid. Moise Keane has come to Leeds. So back to England for Moise Keane. Lucas Bergvall has moved to Bournemouth. Sebastian Escobar into to Osasuna. Tino Livramento is moving from Italy to Spain. Alexis McAllister you saw. Quaresma from Stade Rennais to Atleti Club. Tomori to Leverkusen. Desiree Doué was a name mentioned in my comment section or in my live chat, but he's 85 rated and we're not even close to doing that at this stage. Who are you? Christian Lischez. Lischez? I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm afraid. My Hungarian is not the one. Pretty sure that's a Hungarian flag. Might be Bulgarian, and my Bulgarian is about as good as my Hungarian. But he's moved to Bologna. Uzun. Definitely know that that's Turkish. Moving from Roma to Torino. Bisek, back to the Premier League for him. Bayer to Burnley. He's 84. Jesus, 94 sprint speed, 91 acceleration. Look out for him later in the season. Hjulman's moved to Dortmund. Adam Wharton is 84 in the save now. He's back to the Premier League with Everton after leaving Bayern. Konate to Arsenal. Very quick. Yikes. Buongiorno to Atalanta from Marseille. Pepe has left Liverpool. Colin Moani's come to Aston Villa. Darbo, we were sad to see him go. £45 million, but I could not turn Manchester United down, could I? Pukstas has moved to Fiorentina. Palacios to Monaco. Colin Murray, £42.9 million, Patreon player. We'll get to those in a moment. He's moved from Rangers to Club Brugge. Thijs de Linger to Leipzig from Brentford. Christian Polly? I don't know why I've guessed at Christian Polly, because he's a regen and I've no idea who he is, but I've somehow managed to pull that out of the bag there. Moves from Leverkusen to Toulouse. Contan Timber moves to Atalanta from Leeds. Dragusa from Rangers to Stuttgart. Juan Miranda to Brentford. Locatelli to Wolves. Andreas Sheldrup has left Southampton. They failed to get promoted at the first attempt to go back up, and they've paid the price by losing him to Monza. Umtu to Lille. Washington, David Washington, former Chelsea man. Atleti to Hoffenheim. Gustavo Sarr to Leeds from Metz. Brian Hill has gone to Brentford for $39.4 million. Marlon Gomez, don't know who Marlon Gomez is. He's moved to Lens. Pepelu to Cagliari. Evan Nielsen has left Aston Villa to go to Frankfurt. Mark Gahey has left Tottenham to go to Torino, and that's the smallest deal of the window. Patreon players, you guys have had a few moves. Again, feel free to pause the video at any point to have a look at where you are or what your current overall is. As ever, do come and join me on stream to see your stats in closer detail. I'll give you an update in a moment once we've scrolled all the way through. You can see the amount of centre mids I've got on my list of players we're looking to potentially utilise later in the save. But at the minute, Morgan Whittaker's probably going to get removed sooner rather than later. Downs would now be an option for us in the January transfer window because of the growth of Kirk Henderson. So that's an intriguing one should we lose Fode Fofana at any point. We're also thinking about Ethan Wheatley as well, who's transfer listed at Atalanta. Manchester United player in real life. Looks very good, but I can't justify buying him whilst I've still got Fode Fofana at this stage. So progressing through. That's everybody there. So with the spreadsheet, we've seen Will Hillier, the goalkeeper, move from Leipzig to Nottingham Forest. Emmett moved from Marseille to Servette as a free agent. And then we've seen Jordan Jack Greasy get released by Mainz. And he's then picked up a new club to go to Club Atletico something something. But it was such a long name that I didn't want to put it all in there. Club Atletico, I think they're the Argentinian or Colombian league, maybe. Released was Robin Suomela by Celta Vigo, unfortunately. Adam Starr was released by Stade Rennais, but picked up a move to Adana Demirspor. From Bilbao to Caen on loan for Tobias Anderson. And then Cole, as you saw, has moved to Club Brugge from Rangers. And then Daz has been released by Lens, unfortunately for him. I'll give you that Club Atletico for Jordan. It is, where are we? Club Atletico Central Cordoba. The obvious place for a Northern Irish guy to go. Well done, game. So that's where Jordan Jack Greasley's gone. That is your opening episode of the Premier League season. There was a lot going on there. It took me over 3 hours to record that. There was so much going on, including the games that we played. Join me in the next episode where we will have Tottenham, Newcastle, Crystal Palace and Forest as we progress our way through this Premier League season. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the first episode. Like I say, do join me for the second tomorrow. I'd very much appreciate your support. But for now, for this episode, that is all from me for today. I will see you tomorrow.